Hello and welcome to Prenatal Yoga. I am currently in my 30th week. However, you are welcome to join this yoga series whenever feels great for you. And if you haven't got clearance from your doctor, be sure you do that before you just jump into an exercise program. We're going to jump right into it. Place your hand on your belly and one on your heart. And just start to deepen your breath. Become aware of this present moment and allow yourself to relax and let go of your to-do list right now. Think about lengthening your breath with every breath you take. And then I want you to inhale, sweep your arms up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, allow your hip to drop down towards the ground. And I want you to peek your eyes under your armpit. And with each side stretch, you have an opportunity to get a little bit longer, create length, and really open yourself up. Especially from sleeping on your side a lot if you're further in your trimesters, second or third. You're going to be especially a little bit more tight in your sides than you probably normally are. So this is a really good stretch for that. On your next inhale, reach your one hand right behind your bottom, and the opposite is going to set on your knee for a small, gentle twist. And then switch sides. And you really want to avoid pulling yourself into this twist. Just a nice, gentle twist to waken the spine is what we're looking for. And then I want you to round your back, tuck your chin, and then pull your chest forward and feel that pelvic tilt from the ground up. Here you're practicing your cat-cows, but you're in a seated position, so it's going to feel a little bit different. But I really just want you to listen to your body and see what feels good for you as you get into that stretch. Then go ahead and come to tabletop position. We're going to kick your hips up towards the ceiling. Slowly peel those hip bones up towards the ceiling. And then exhale. As you do so, drop your heels down towards the ground. Find comfort in your downward facing dog. You might have to move around a little bit, be a little playful here if it's your first downward facing dog for the day. Then bend the knees and walk yourself right to the front of your mat. Exhale, forward fold, release all the tension, the tightness, the stress that you're holding in your upper body, especially around your head and neck. You can take a bind with your arms and rock side to side. And then with an inhale, lift yourself halfway up with a flat, straight back. Exhale, give yourself a nice big bend to the knees, and then roll yourself up, reaching your arms nice and high, creating length, and exhaling into mountain pose. Now we're going to find your balance, find your center of gravity, and then step one leg back to the edge of your mat. Setting up our feet for Warrior Two. In Warrior Two, the back foot is in line with the edge of the mat and the front knee is pressing outward. Tuck the tailbone down and take the arms out to the side. On your next breath, I want you to reach one arm to the back leg and then straighten that front leg, and you're creating that long, lean line. Coming back into Warrior Two and then making a small adjustment with the back foot. So you're going to pivot on the back foot. If you need to make those feet come a little bit closer, you can. And then lower down into low lunge. Take a bind with your arms to open up the chest. Pull your chin up towards the ceiling. Really think about making space for new life, for growth, for love, for opportunity. Then exhale, have a seat back. As you do so, pull your toes towards your shin to get an extra stretch in the back of the leg. On your next inhale, move through low lunge, high lunge, and then step your way to the front of your mat. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, so find that center of gravity and step back into Warrior Two. And then reverse warrior. So straighten your front leg, create length, and exhale back into Warrior Two. Again, pivot on that back leg. So you're going to come into a high lunge, warrior one, and then lower right down into a low lunge. So your knee makes contact with the floor. Take a bind with the arms behind your back, create space. Think of the opportunities and love. Be inviting to all the people who are interested in congratulating you and touching your belly. Just welcome good vibes. Have a seat back so you're feeling that stretch in the lower back of the leg. Then step your way back up to the front of the mat. Back in mountain pose. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling, and then swan dive down. Step your way back into plank position, lower down to the knees for a small push-up, or you can skip it, and then sink your hips right back up towards the ceiling so you're getting comfortable in your downward facing dog. Bend the knees and step your way to the front of the mat once again. Take your legs nice and wide to make room for your baby, and then exhale, release any tension held in the upper body. With a nice flat long back, you're going to create length, lift yourself up halfway, and then release. Bend the knees, reach your arms around for a reverse swan dive, and come back to mountain pose. Once again, find your center of gravity and step your back foot into warrior two position. Make sure you're being mindful of that front knee, that it's not pulling inward. Exhale, reverse warrior. Take a moment to come back into warrior two, and then you're going to take your elbow to your knee and reach up above head for extended side angle. Keep your back leg active and engaged in. If you want to sink a little bit deeper into this stretch, lower your arm towards the ground. Back into warrior two. As you make a small adjustment with the foot, you're going to step your back leg in just a bit so you can square up the hips. So you might have to play with some distances. Your hips should be square with each other. With a flat back, creep your way forward any amount that feels good for you so you feel your stretch in your glute and the back of the leg. Then exhale, take your hands to the floor. Breathe here comfortably. And then go ahead, take your hands back to your hips and step to the front of your mat. Switching sides, finding your balance, stepping back into warrior two. Draw your tailbone down. Make any adjustments that you need to make this pose feel good for you. Reverse warrior, straighten that front leg and reach up above head. Bend your front leg as you come back into warrior two, this time finding extended side angle, placing your elbow on your knee or taking your hand right down towards the ground. On your next inhale, come back into warrior two position and adjust the feet so you're coming into pyramid pose. So you got to set those feet up so you can square up the hips. You should feel that rotation and that your hips are in line with each other. Then with a flat back, lower yourself down any amount before you take your hands down towards the ground. Keep your front leg engaged here by pulling your muscles in towards your hip bone. Then your next breath, take your hands to your hips and hinge from the hips, stepping to the front of your mat. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling, and a big exhale, release any stress, tension, and maybe a little bit of noise that comes with it. Just relax here, allow your body to go limp. Let go of any worries that you're holding on to. And then I want you to take your legs a little bit wider than your stance to make space for Matsyana. So dropping your hips down, you're in a yogi squat, and you want to think about pulling your chest forward, allowing your hips to sink back and opening up space in between the inner thighs. Take a breath here, a moment to relax. And then go ahead and take your hands behind your hips and have a seat. Adjust your cushion underneath your bottom so your sits bones are in contact with the floor. And take a V shape with the legs so you have space for your baby. With a flat back, hinge from the hips so you feel the stretch in your hamstrings, so the back of the legs, and then just move forward any amount. So you may be able to fold down here, you may be able to just kind of shimmy forward a little bit, it doesn't matter. Use it as a time to relax, and then sit yourself back up. This time tuck your chin and roll down with your whole spine, so you're feeling a stretch all the way down your spine from your neck to your tailbone. And just relax here for a second. Not pushing or pulling yourself into any position that doesn't suit you. And then when you're ready, press yourself right back into a seated position, whatever is comfortable for you to finish this yoga practice. At this point, if you want to practice meditation, I highly suggest it. If not, take a couple cleansing breaths just to thank yourself for taking the time to practice some yoga, some quiet time, to move, to practice the health for you and the baby. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste. If you enjoyed this workout, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and come back for more videos. Have a great day.